of the Christian Reformed Church, Reverend Rodney Hugen.
If you're willing, and if you're able, and if you'd like to, and if you just feel moved to, maybe you don't have to do this right away until I get the whole explanation. You could stand up again, and if a bunch of you would kind of stand to your feet and start clapping your hands, and maybe some of you could scream my name and really holler, really loud. So let's go ahead and try. Whoever wants to try that, that would be great. Could you do that right now? Okay, that's enough. Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must travel on. Okay, enough of that. I had always, thanks Rudy. I had always hoped to be a rock star, but there's a lot of jobs, and particularly CRC jobs, that I'll never get. I've written a poem about it, and I'd like to share it with you now. I've always hoped I'd have a job where folks would give ovations. To be a famous singer would be a great vocation, but I have no friends or groupies. I'll never be a star. The problem is I cannot sing or even play guitar. Still, there are lots of jobs I'd love to do here in the CRC, and there seem to be some openings because of our retirees. I could have been the top exec, taken over World Renew, or gotten into lots of trouble like banner editors tend to do. If Synod had decided we need to dig a hole, Joel Boot would have had to plan it and figure out each roll. He'd have been leaning on a shovel, asking how deep the Synod wanted, and wondering about the budget, and if the RCA had already done it. Demore would have heard about the hole while sitting in the shade. He'd have Gayla write a story while he drank his lemonade. This time, he'd follow guidelines, avoiding any trouble, but he'd only talk about the depth. He'd never touch a shovel. Mueller might have spent his time discussing implications, turning how people should dig holes into theological gyrations. He'd explain throughout our history, Reformed folks came to understand that the digging of a deeper hole is easier when there's sand. Rice would have grabbed a shovel after stopping for a brew. He'd walk past all those deep thinkers and do what deacons do. He'd stick a shovel in the ground. Soon sweat would stain his shirt, because he'd be the only person who was actually flinging dirt. Now, I wouldn't want to have his job. It sounds too much like work. And doing all that heavy lifting is the kind of thing I shirk. When the deacons come to Synod, it should be lots of fun, because maybe, for the first time, some real work will get done. When Rice Camp was in Bangladesh, he was sexy. He was sexy and creative. While serving as an agronomist, he decided he'd go native. He wore a lungi in the rice fields, which involves binding up your loins. If World Renew showed us that picture, not just kids would send in coins. I've not been to Kelvin Sim, which means I'm somewhat duller. I do not have a doctorate, like Dr. Richard Muller. I could fill that chair he sits in, but things would slowly worsen because I can't teach Reformed dogmatics since I'm a big cat person. I believe Lynn Vanderzee has helped us understand that the retiring Banner editor was dealt an ugly hand. It wasn't that he made mistakes or even that he's dense. It's that he's finally reached the level of his incompetence. Me and my shadow is the song Joel Boot was singing. He was working around the office while Timmermans was clinging. I'm sad you had to deal with that. We all know it's annoying when you're forced to deal with someone so clingy, close, and cloying. Dr. Timmermans became a pastor, not a real one, just commissioned. So you're good to preach in churches you've been vetted and positioned. By way of an exception, you're ordained in every classes, so you get no benefits anywhere. When you preach on half-full glasses. I used to be a CFO. I don't mean to sound too brash, but I could help out with accounting, show us how to spend our cash. We could send some down to Tucson. We could send a tidy sum, because according to the Timmermans graph, we actually have a sum. I've been known as an evangelist of ministry associate. I became commissioned pastor, so please take note of that. My job has always been the same, but it must not be too vital, since every time I need a raise, I just get a brand new title. D. Record said at roll call that we should announce if we're not here. I might have missed just how that works, because I was playing solitaire. We're not allowed to live stream or let Angry Birds entice us. We have to pay attention and not plug in 5 devices. I think that I could run a synod, not maybe later. Because unlike Reverend Personaire, I'd not be a mean dictator. Bruce likes to run a real tight ship, like some power-hungry hoarder. Synod couldn't just applaud with joy. No, we had to clap in proper order. In alphabetical order, Steve Timmermans had us choose the trolls, defenders, knights. One would win and two would lose. Steve was once a college president, so you'd think that he would know that T comes after D and K, because that's how the alphabet goes. I did not attend a reform school where the mascots all seemed scary. Armor, claws, and weaponry. They're not things that I would carry. Grand Canyon University, through which I matriculated, are fondly known as antelopes. I confess we're not feared or hated. I could be a college president. It would be the perfect gig. I'd have folks over to the house where I would roast a pig. That's what Dr. Huxta did, and it surely was delicious. But a very odd thing happened that has me, well, suspicious. See, I was going through the serving line behind the Calvin president. That there's a bit of rivalry soon became quite evident. Just as we got up to the place where we finally go and eat, the serving line ground to a stop, because they were out of meat. In Sioux Center, they ran out of pig. Sure, I understand. This couldn't be an accident. I'm quite sure that it was planned, because there are lots and lots of pigs here. Trust me, we can smell the scent. So, yeah, we know you just ran out in front of Calvin's president. There is one job I'd love to have here in the CRC. I could be the poet laureate, but I just can't work for free. And unlike Rich Bodini, whose grammar's just a crime, I can use words perfectly and even make them rhyme. Syllaborate. That has gone very badly. Syllabic, proliferating rhyme in iambic pentametric form. Sestina's sonnets, villanelles, written sitting in my dorm. Delaney claims to use big words, but he said he might say 8. He said that we could say it too. But I'm sorry, Daryl, I just can't. I'd hoped to see the cannons here, right here at good old Dort. But apparently they're missing. I can't even find the fort. What will happen to our children? Will they even be attenders? If there are no forms of unity, how will we be defenders? When I was just a little kid, I thought I'd be a jockey. I'd be writing for the Triple Crown, but I'm kind of big and stuck. As a guy who is reformed, who walks the straight and narrow, I think it might be kind of fun if I could crush a pharaoh. It's a horse race, people, come on. American Pharaoh, Triple Crown winner. If I'd been born in Canada, I might not be so holy. I might have learned to ice skate. I might have been a goalie. I'm sure that I could stop the puck. You could even make a bet. You could wager at Tim Hortons, because I fill up a net. Who's going to score? According to their website, Sioux Center's mighty proud to have an annual gathering that packs in quite a crowd. It's called the Women's Expo. It's just for girls, no guys. So they feature lots of vendors of cooking and cleaning supplies. It's true, but look. I should have brought my wife along. With some money she could spend, I think I'd greatly benefit were she able to attend. She could buy a vacuum, pots and pans, and other stuff they're pitching to help me do a better job of working in my kitchen. Thank God for the lighthouse was what Canadians were singing as we drove in on the bus, but soon their hands were wringing. They saw the empty building, their greatest fear exposed, for a big sign out in front read, "The Lighthouse Bar is closed." Don't worry, dear Canadians, if you're sad about your hockey. Someday you'll hold Lord Stanley's cup, and someday I'll be a jockey. So if you're feeling lonely, it's okay, just light a torch. You can still go study scripture. Just don't step off the porch. I've offended people to my left and also to my right, not to mention my poor sweet mate when I snore all through the night. Dordt College put me in West Hall. I don't mean to be a fink, but those accommodations are the reason that I stink. Folks hate to sit beside me over breakfast, dinner, or lunch, because as the ED noted, we are a dour bunch. The real reason is I cannot fit into that tiny shower. So I can only wash half of me, and that's what makes folks dour. Thank you, Dordt defenders. You've done your college proud. Thanks so much for serving us. We've all been really loud. You've shown the love of Christ to us. Your love to us uplifts. We thank you for your servants' hearts. You've given us good gifts. Thank you, Joel, for leading us throughout these past few years. please know you've been God's gift to us. Your love and sacrifice is dear. And thank you, Bob, for challenging. Your writing made us think. Your humor, love, and graciousness flowed through the banner's ink. Thank you, Andy, for showing us your godly deacon heart, for all your selfless acts of love and the kindness you impart. To Richard, we are also grateful. Toward one goal you've all been pressing. May God's rewards rain down on you